If you've ever woken up feeling like your eyes just went 10 rounds with a sandblaster, you know exactly what nighttime dry eye feels like. So in this explainer, we're going to build a super simple 15-minute routine to defend your eyes and make tomorrow morning a whole lot better. Does that phrase sandpaper blink hit a little too close to home? Yeah, that gritty, sticky feeling when you wake up, it's not just in your head, it's a real thing, and we are going to tackle it with a simple, repeatable plan.
So what's the deal? Why is bedtime, of all times, such a danger zone for our eyes? Well, it turns out there are some very specific, mechanical reasons that dry, uncomfortable feeling gets so much worse while we're asleep.
Okay, here's the core of the problem. When you're asleep, you're not blinking, right? Blinking is like the squeegee that keeps your tear film fresh. On top of that, the air in your room is often way drier, thanks to heating or AC. That combination, plus a potentially unstable oil layer on your tears, creates the absolute perfect storm for all that precious moisture to just evaporate overnight.
But here is the good news. We don't need some massive, complicated 12-step project to fix this. The solution is actually a simple, repeatable defense plan you can do in just 15 minutes before you go to sleep. Think of it as a nightly reset for your eyes.
And let's be really clear about the goal here. We are not aiming for some unrealistic cure. We're focused on something practical and achievable, just improving your comfort overnight. It's all about making your mornings easier, one night at a time.
Now, to make this super easy to remember, we're going to use a simple framework. I call it the bedtime defense triangle. This is our core strategy, and it's built on 3 essential pillars that all work together. And here they are, our 3 pillars. First, humidity. We're going to make the room itself do some of the heavy lifting by reducing that moisture evaporation. Second, heat. We'll apply some gentle warmth to the eyelids to help those natural oils flow better. And third, hygiene. This is key. We're going to gently clean the exact right spot, the lid margin, to clear away any gunk.
All right, so that's the strategy. Now let's get into the game plan. Let's see how this actually builds into a practical routine, and we'll start with what might be the lowest effort, highest impact step of them all. You gotta love this analogy, right? Getting the humidity right in your room is just like putting a lid on a pot of soup. It slows everything down, in this case, evaporation. You're not forcing your eyes to fight the room all night long, you're making the environment work for you. But placement really matters. You want to put it a few feet away from the bed, let it get some good air circulation, but whatever you do, don't point it directly at your face or your bedding. And probably the most important rule of all, the best humidifier is one you'll actually keep clean. Seriously.
Okay, next up is heat. You've basically got 2 main options for a warm compress. A simple warm washcloth is cheap and easy, but man, it cools down fast. A microwavable mask, on the other hand, holds its heat way longer and is just less fussy. The real key here? Consistency beats intensity. The best tool is whichever one you'll actually use without getting frustrated and quitting.
Now for hygiene. And listen up, because this is where precision is everything. We're not talking about scrubbing your entire eyelid. We are gently cleaning the lid margin, that tiny little edge right where your eyelashes grow from. That's where the oil glands are, and that's the spot that really matters.
Okay, so we've covered what to do. Now we absolutely have to talk about what not to do. It is so important to avoid these common mistakes that can completely undermine all of your hard work. The first big mistake is this idea that cleaner means harder. So many people scrub their eyelids way too aggressively, almost like they're trying to prove they did a good job. And here's what happens when you do that. Scrubbing too hard doesn't get you cleaner. It just creates more inflammation. That irritation makes your eyes feel even drier, which completely defeats the whole purpose. When it comes to your eyelids, gentle always wins.
But this right here, this is the biggest act of self-sabotage of them all. You can do the entire routine perfectly, but if you immediately follow it up by scrolling on your phone in bed while a fan is blowing on your face, you've just canceled out all the benefits. That dry moving air combined with a much lower blink rate is the ultimate enemy.
So let's just quickly summarize the most common ways this routine fails. Number 1, the compress is too hot, so you just quit doing it. 2, the cleaning is too harsh and you end up causing more inflammation. 3, you change too many things at once, so you have no idea what's actually working. And 4, you undo all that good work with late-night screens and a fan blowing in your face.
Okay, feeling a little overwhelmed by all the don'ts? Don't be. Let's switch gears and focus on your mission for tonight. We are not aiming for perfection. We are aiming for the minimum viable routine, a tiny, achievable experiment just to get you started.
And how long does this big, important mission take? Just 6 minutes. That is it. This isn't some huge life commitment. It is 6 minutes to make tomorrow morning feel better. Anyone can do that, even when you're exhausted and just want to fall into bed.
So here's the plan. Step 1, 30 seconds. Turn on the humidifier and make sure any fans are pointed away from your face. Step 2, 5 minutes. Apply a gentle, comfortable, warm compress to your closed lids. And finally, step 3, 30 seconds. Do a very gentle cleaning of just the lid margin. That's it. That's the whole routine.
And if you want to see if it's really working, become your own scientist. For just 7 mornings, track these 3 simple things on a scale from 0 to 10. How gritty your eyes feel, any redness you see, and any morning blurriness. This will give you actual data on your own progress.
You know, ultimately, the biggest benefit here might actually be psychological. You're shifting from this feeling of helplessness, where you just cross your fingers and hope you'll wake up okay, to a feeling of control. You can go to sleep knowing you did the reasonable, proactive thing to take care of yourself.
So I'll just leave you with this question. This isn't about some massive life overhaul. It's about a small, simple investment in your own comfort. What if your best morning in a really long time is just waiting for you, and all it takes to get there is 6 minutes tonight?